guys doing, man? It's your guys, Black. Smash that like, subscribe on the bottom. We got something real important right now. We got JC from Wrong to Strong. I'd like to give him the opportunity and thank him for this interview, man. I hope you guys enjoy this interview. JC, to me, is someone you guys really need to see. If you haven't seen the show, it's Wrong to Strong, and it'll teach you guys how to turn a negative into a positive. To me, this man has been an inspiration to me because he's not only been to prison in Mexico, but he's been in prison in the U.S. He's worked both sides of the border like OG Black. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Not too many people come recommended like JC does, guys. Not too many people you can ask around and have a good reputation like himself. If you ask me in Mexico back home where we're from, or anywhere in the U.S., JC is a respected person. And that's hard to do, guys. And he's done something that I think is very important, you guys. He's grown up here in the States. He only worked here in the States. He only worked in Mexico, too. And if you guys know anything about JC, he's turned a positive and negative. And I'd like you guys to introduce JC to the show. JC, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for your time.
Hey, what's up, bro? How's it going?
All right. Hey, JC, I got to just, we're not going to make this interview too long. I want to ask you some quick questions. Can you introduce yourself and give us a little bit about your background and let us know about yourself, man? Let the viewers at home know about you.
Yeah, well, man, thank you for having me out, man. I feel blessed. And, it's just like same story, just different, I guess, city, different background, whatever you want to call it, because, there's just like there's a shitload of Mexican gangbangers, there's a shitload of white gangbangers. I mean, it's just same shit, different city, different everything, man. And just growing up, in the city and getting into gangs, bro, and liking to make money the fast way, taught me that, when you live bad things happen to you. And, that happens in many, many ways, whether that's prison, death, or murder. There's so much stuff, but, I come to realize that when you surround yourself with bad people, bad stuff happens, man. And that's why, I made it a point this time when I got home to pretty much just isolation from anybody that just didn't bring nothing positive to my life, man. And, because of that, I believe that I've accomplished what I've accomplished because, we're those guys,
Yep.
we're cool and everything, man, but nos gusta el desmadre. Nos gusta el pinche desmadre, and we just have to be we have to be honest with ourselves and think about it because, it's all fine and dandy until they slap those cuffs on you, and then, part of your life is gone,
It's all fun and games till somebody gets your eye poked out, huh?
It's just, you have to really think about it, because I tell people, they'll ask me, you regret anything that you did in the past? And I'm like, I mean, how can I regret it if I enjoyed it, buying the cars, making the money? I can't say that I did it because I did. I'll be lying.
Yeah, be a liar. You got to keep it real to yourself, JC, like you always do, You can't lie to yourself,
But, back then I didn't know how serious the consequences were of the time, not only on myself, but on my family. And because of that, I have two daughters that are in their 20s that I never got to know, or spend time with because I was always locked up.
Man,
and
I can relate.
I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones, man. Like there's a lot like me that are lucky, got out. There's still got a little bit a kick left in them, and that's it, man. I came out and I just decided to fucking kick some ass and work hard, and that's what I do, man. I don't really do it. I don't really do it for the money no more because it's really not how much. It's not how much you have. It's actually what you do with what you have. So it's crazy because I was telling my wife the other day that now that we live such a simple life, I'm so happy. Even though we don't have all that shit, but
you learn that money doesn't make you happy. Like that's how I learned when I went to Mexico. JC's right. When I went to Mexico, I used to have everything: money, cars, girls, apartments, money to spend. And when I ended up in Mexico, I was taking a shower out of a bucket and warming up my water with an electrical rod. And I learned that you guys something that I actually got happy there. The stress just went through the roof, and you guys listen to this man. JC speaking the truth. So pay attention to what he's saying, guys. Pay attention. Pay attention. Let him know, JC.
Bro, I think I was thinking about it right now. You know, my dream, my goal is to open up I always thought about it like I have an imagination that's crazy, dog, and it's been like since I've been a kid. You know, I have an imagination that
you're a go-getter.
I think about shit, I work, and it just makes me spend hours sometimes, you know, thinking. And my whole dream and goal is to build this, to have like this big ass facility, like the X-Men. You know how they have that school, but to have a bunch of 14, catch them young before they go into the state pen and all that shit. Yeah. Bring them in, and by the time they leave that house, they got their GEDs, tattoo removal, all that shit, man, and they're leaving out of there in shape, ready to take on the world and life, to teach them how to control emotions, because people that have been through a lot of trauma don't know how to control emotions, and most of the time those are people that end up in prison or end up dead because obviously they fight with the wrong person too, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to be very, very in tune with yourself and be able to control a lot of your emotions, man, because they're dangerous. They're dangerous if you don't know how to control them, man. So
100%. Hey, JC, I was going to ask you another question on a personal level. How after the life, after you've been out for so long, I know that I'm not going to say that you participated in anything, but I've known you've seen a lot of things as myself and other people. How do you deal every day with what happened to you in the past? Because everyone's simple to say, hey, JC, hey, Mr. Black, leave it in the past. The past is behind you. But it's easy for them to say because they're not in JC's shoes, they're not in OG Black's shoes, and they don't know what you've done. They don't know what I've done. Only the Lord knows what you've done, and only the Lord knows what I've done. How do you deal with that every day, JC? How do you move forward without your demons haunting you from the past?
Now, to be completely honest, man, about a year ago is when my life changed a lot, and I started to heal in a different way. And what I mean by that is my nights started to get better and better. And here we are a year later. I sleep through the night now.
Wow.
Last year I would get up 3-4 times a night, and
3-4 in the morning, every day.
I have to say, bro, that I've done the work, gone to meetings, gone to church, read positive stuff. Sometimes you gotta really think about it, bro. Everything you stick into your ear goes into your heart, and then you start either wanting it or thinking about it or looking for it through your eyes. So if you're listening to music about getting money, then that's what you're gonna be thinking about. If you're listening about girls, you're gonna start thinking about it. And I'm very, very careful now about what I put in my ear, man, because eventually, like I said, it goes into your heart, and then you start looking for it. And I just have to be very, very careful, bro, because I know, you see, for 17 years and maybe a little bit more, I've been in and out of prison pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can relate.
So, I wrote it down the other day because I'm gonna write a book on how this was a controlled study. This was my life.
Yeah.
I started making bad decisions at this age. I got arrested. I started having more police contact, and just, okay, did I make some changes here because I stayed out a little bit longer? No, I changed this. Okay, where did the big change come from? And the big change came at the end where, I was fucking tired. I was like, the fuck, am I gonna spend my whole life like this? Like,
yeah. You're just tired. You're just tired of running. You're tired of living that life. Is there a point, JC? I don't want to cut you off. Is there a point in your life? Because I'm going to be completely honest with you, JC. I don't lie to my viewers. people ask me, hey, OG Black, did you get tired of the life? Did you get out of the life? I was tired of the life, JC. I couldn't get out of the life, and I'm going to tell you something. Maybe God put me in jail and got me busted by the DEA, but I'm going to tell you something, JC, and I'm not a liar to my viewers. I got out of the life because I couldn't do it no more. The cops had got me and I was burnt. But it was a blessing in disguise, because if it wasn't for that, JC, I could have ended up a hole in Michoacan, a hole in Tijuana. You know what I mean? And and I'm completely honest with myself. I can pinpoint the moment when I said, I'm so goddamn tired, but I can't get out. I can't get out. I can't do nothing. This is the only life I thought I knew. That was the only life I thought I knew. Did you ever feel like that in your life, JC? Or have you been able to pinpoint and say, hey, you know what? This day was the day that JC became JC.
Yeah, I could pinpoint a lot of parts of my life where I did stuff for a reason, and now that I'm 100% honest with myself, most important, I realized the damage that I did to other people, myself, my family,
Yeah.
just everybody, by lying to myself, most of all, playing the victim, telling the story with no reason at all, because sometimes we tell our stories about our traumas, our past. We tell them, but we tell them with a different hook, with a different meaning. We're throwing the fish rod out there for living like a victim, pretty much. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but keep your head up, do better. And, really nothing's really going to change until you actually start thinking different and actually acting different, because it's crazy to me, bro, because I'm like, is this how simple it was? And I spent all those years in prison. I spent all those years in my drug addiction. I spent all those years chasing all the wrong women.
Yeah.
I spent all those years doing all that bad shit.
How simple it was, huh?
How simple it was to actually, become a good person, stay out and live actually a good life, and it is what it is, man. I don't dwell on what if what if I grew up this way? What if, like, a lot of people, they'll be mad about everything they lost in prison, but they don't think about everything they actually gained while they were in there, because they wouldn't have done it outside. They wouldn't have sat down and taken the GED class. They wouldn't have sat down and learned how to do leathers, oil sauce, and
anger management classes,
so,
parenting classes, all that stuff.
Just always try to look at the positive side. Sometimes it's hard, but bro, I bet you this is why those AA meetings are so beneficial, man, because you go and you listen to the stories and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't have it as fucked up as that dude.
Yeah, it's not as bad as the guy next to me right now.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
It's crazy because everybody wants to sit there and play victim, and it doesn't. You'll never get nowhere like that, man. I'm not saying that some people need more help than others. Yeah, some people are emotionally more whatever, but it's gotta be a team sport. It can't be just one person,
All right. Well, hey, JC, I'd like to thank you for your time, man. I'd like to thank you so much, JC. I know you're a busy man. I know that you got a good career going and you're trying to do the positive tip. I want people to understand that, you're in Chicago, man. A lot of people don't give Chicago their due respect. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm from California. My padrino tried to send me to Chicago. I spent a week there, and I immediately called back home and said, you need to get me out of here. Chicago is pretty bad, guys, and I'd like to thank JC for this. And JC, if you could just tell your viewers one more thing before they go, maybe something that you could give advice real quick, something that they could progress instead of being the victim role in their life that they've been, something that you can do, because you're a real good example, and I like that. I like using you as an example because you're a Mexicano who grew up in the States and worked in Mexico and worked in the U.S. and has succeeded, JC, and nobody can take that from you, man. You've succeeded. Even though you damaged people and you've hurt people like I have, you've succeeded. And in my eyes, it's not what you did, it's how you end up. It's how you end up. you know, how you do it at the end.
Well, I mean, the most important thing, bro, is like I told you when we talked on the phone. I think this is something that we're supposed to give for free and actually try to help people with our message and everything. And we have we're blessed to have such a big, like, to be able to do it in such a big audience. I think it's pretty badass because, you know, my YouTube was the street. Motherfuckers running across the street, you know, shooting guns, dudes selling, you know, drugs on the corner, the nice cars, the rims. That was my YouTube, you know, as a kid. And, you know, eventually that's what happened. But, you know, I always tell people, one, it's never too late. Two, you just have to be honest with yourself, man. And really, I know it's hard because being honest with yourself is embarrassing, is a lot of things, you know.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that once you do that, you'll be a different person just by taking those first two steps, man. You know, just moving forward, bro.
All right, JC. I'd like to thank you for your time. Hey, guys, if you guys haven't seen my boy JC's show, Wrong to Strong, see it, man. It's motivational. Not only does he have a YouTube channel, but he also speaks motivational. He'll teach you guys how to live right, how to work out. And as you can see, remember, guys, it's not where you started, it's where you end up. And JC's definitely doing what he can, his best part. I'd like to thank JC, man. It's your boy OG Black. And thank you guys for your time.